Hey, Daver here. Welcome to the show.
Hey, this guy's back from the dead.
What? Chad is back from his 3 back-to-back 60-minute time limit draws against Zack Sabre Jr. to determine the winner of the G1 Climax. And then finally, you should have seen it. It was amazing. In the 59th minute and 58th second, Zack Sabre Jr. scored a cheeky roll-up to pin away our poor Chad.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Yeah. And Chandler's back as well, by the way. How we doing, Dave?
Oh, we're doing great. I am. The sicko inside of me is feeling so good about the ushering of the era of violence in AEW, baby. Ooh, all out.
This is like the 7th era that we've had in AEW since I started watching. Because it was like whatever era they were in when I started. And then Adam Copeland came in. It was the Rated R era. And then it was the Continental Classic era. And then I think they had a new era, the Restore the Feeling era.
Yeah.
And then it was the Osprey era. And then it was the Okada era. Then it was the Monet era. And then did we just skip all that to the Violence era? Will we say that?
Probably. That sounds right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, it's time for change.
I thought this was a pretty good pay-per-view all around, despite me not typically liking violence. I thought it was done well in the 2 main marquee matches that had it. I think I said it to Chad and Dave. I think if this had been a 5-match, 3-hour pay-per-view, it would have been the greatest AEW pay-per-view of all time. But it was still a pretty good pay-per-view. So don't think I'm trying to like poo-poo it. I'm just like, because I got really bored in the middle of it. Kind of like how you guys were with All In. I got really bored in the middle of this. And then it certainly picked up for like the main event.
I think if they maybe right in the middle threw a learning tree match, you would have been just fine.
Can you believe this was like the first AEW pay-per-view without a Jericho match? Is he okay? Is he going to be on Dynamite?
Yeah, that helps the pay-per-view for sure.
I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I think I have a new thing that I really don't like in AEW.
What's that?
The commentary.
Oh, really?
I like Tony Schiavone, obviously. It's hard. Who doesn't like? You got to be a sick human, not a sicko, a sick human being, to dislike Tony Schiavone. And of course, I love Nigel McGuinness. I hate Excalibur. I hate him so much. I think he just annoys me. He feels like the biggest nerd, and not like a cool nerd. Like, oh, he knows what he's talking. I mean, I know he does, but like just a nerd. And so it was to the point where I was like, I just want like a mute Excalibur version of this pay-per-view. And then Taz is funny sometimes, but I feel like most of the time he doesn't add anything to the pay-per-view or like the match. He's just like, oh, we got Suplex Man Jones over here. You know, when I was in that one company 30 years ago, I got dropped in my nuts once. It did not feel good. And then Nigel would just be like, or not Nigel, Tony would be like, oh, okay.
Good for you, Taz.
So, and I liked JR, especially for the main event, because he was like, this is despicable. I can't believe they're doing this. This is disgusting. That was funny.
Yeah.
This doesn't belong in wrestling.
Yeah, they don't belong in wrestling. That was funny. So, like, I'm not saying it's like awful. It's just for the most part, I'm getting really sick of Excalibur and how everything has to be at this level. Everything is the best thing ever. Oh, I think I get that the pay-per-view was good, but like they said, what a match! Like 100 times during this pay-per-view. And I think there were a couple matches that weren't that good. There were some great matches, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. That's just my new thing that I'm a little annoyed at with AEW.
I like Tony Schiavone, Nigel, and Daddy Magic.
Ooh,
you could
that would be good.
With that, you could sell like Daddy Magic be a Jerry Lawler but less pervy. Nigel McGuinness be snarky heel, and then Tony Schiavone is that like Michael Cole pure babyface type. I know Tony Schiavone was around before, but you get what I'm saying, right? Just like the archetypes.
Yep. Yeah. Dude, Daddy Magic's growing on me. Like he's usually commentary on 0 Hour, and then they had him carry over into the Daniel Garcia MJF match.
Yeah.
They're grooming him to be the future of commentary, so
Speaking
I'm
of
all for it.
there was a big debut on the 0 Hour. Did you guys see it? I mean, you guys watched it.
I watched it. I don't remember it.
A debut?
It was the Costco guys.
Oh my god! I didn't even know who they were. I had no idea who the hell they were.
Oh, come on, they're the best. What's funny is I knew about this happening because they said like 2 weeks ago, or like 3 weeks ago, they were like, make sure to check out for a major American wrestling promotion in early September in Chicago. So people were like, what the fuck? They're going to All Out? And then they were there. I think it filled me with joy that there was a little kid like in the front row watching like Hangman Swerve and Statlander Willow. Oh, it just made me feel good.
Yeah, they're a little cringeworthy for me, but yeah, it happened.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys didn't like it, but as soon as it's a joke between me and my roommate, just those guys in general. So I was hyped that they were actually there.
Did you guys know RJ City's a wrestler?
Huh. I did not.
I heard he returned. I saw like half the clip. I had no idea what was going on, but he played a future version of a current wrestler. You know what I'm talking. You probably know more. And he was like, "You can't do what you're about to do. You're about to like. I have a horrible
He was
life."
gonna kill a guy.
Yeah. So that's the kind of goofy nonsense I'm into in wrestling.
Yep, yeah, they did an angle where like RJ City played a future version of somebody who was about to kill another wrestler, and he's like, "You can't do it." So he drank poison and killed himself.
Oh, I didn't know that was the finale. I wish I watched it.
Yep, I didn't recognize the promotion, but yeah, it sounded cool. I saw that on Wrestle Talk.
That's fun.
But yeah. Yeah, I watched the pre-show. I guess they had the Acclaimed versus Iron Savages.
Yeah.
They
went to Titty City.
They did. Acclaimed are kind of working heel, so maybe that could lead to them turning heel on television.
Maybe that could lead to something on Dynamite, which I'll reveal later.
Yeah. We had a Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara
hologram
and hologram versus some other teams. I can't remember who.
I see. Chad and I were talking about this. I just looked up the card. I'm gonna do it again. People are gonna. It
was all right. It got me pretty pumped.
It was the Premier Athletes. Remember those guys?
Yeah. I think there were 2 more matches on the card too.
It was Bang Bang Gang defeated the Dark Order.
Yeah, that got me pretty hyped.
The Undisputed Kingdom defeated the Beast Mortos and Shane Taylor Productions. Can we stop? That's a good duo, or that's a good trio. Can we forget about Anthony Ogogo and do that? And then Top Flight and Action Andretti. Did anybody watch Collision or Rampage or any of that?
No.
I watched the Takeshita match.
Me too. I liked it. It wasn't the best match I've ever seen, but it was really good.
Yep, it was damn good, man. Mortos is like, they need to push him. Like, he's so good. I'm glad he was kind of in that role now where he was getting more TV time, wrestling more bigger names. So
if this was
I enjoy it.
If AEW was a merch machine like WWE, you could say like, oh, they sell Mortos Max, but they don't sell anything like that.
I'm ashamed to say I bought something from WWE shop.
Ooh, the CM Punk bracelet from your favorite feud of the year?
Oh, they can't sell that anymore.
Oh, they can't? Why not?
Nope. The girl who created it did not give them consent.
Oh no,
it
she's
was just a fan. I read today they pulled it. because
Oh,
she did not give her authorization.
oh, well, whatever. It was funny. What did you actually buy?
They got rid. Okay, so I got a retro black and white NWO shirt.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
They
that's
got rid of they were smart. I was gonna buy one for a long time, but all they had was the NWO shirt with the stupid WWE logo under it. And I was like, I'm not buying that. I am not doing it. So I
yeah.
got on there just like every couple months I get on there. I'm like, okay, please just have the old ones back. And they did. So I got one. So
Cool.
That's
it's
fair.
coming. Yep. I didn't want to give them any of my money. I could have got a bootleg one, but I broke down.
Nah, it's
Uh,
something you like, and they own all that WCW property, so might as well.
yep.
And
Yep.
it's not.
Exactly.
It would be so insulting. Like I was laughing, but I'm just laughing at the fact that it's an NWO shirt and they put their little stamp on it, big old WWE. Like that's so gross.
It's so gross. Yeah. So the one I bought, they call it the retro NWO shirt.
You turn
So
it on
yep.
the back and there's just an even bigger one that's like this big, and you're like, no.
No, they're probably just sending me the other one with the WWE. I'm sending it back if they
Doesn't
do.
even have an NWO logo on it. It's just the WWE.
They're like, hey, we watched your podcast. We heard you've been getting into it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, 0 Hour was pretty exciting. Good to see the Bang Bang Gang. At least they didn't like bring Jay White back during 0 Hour. That would have been stupid. Jamie Hayter. um, but yeah, it was good, dude. The guns are amazing. Freaking
Yeah.
amazing. Did you watch 0 Hour, Chad?
Yeah, I did. I was at home with COVID, so I actually saw 0 Hour. Kind of through a weird fever lens, but yeah, the guns, like, they just keep getting better. Like, they're still learning and learning. Like, from when they debuted to now, like when those goofs during the pandemic era to now, holy crap, they are so good.
I think putting
I
them
think.
with I was
Oh,
just gonna say real quick. I think putting them with Jay White and Juice Robinson, who are already pretty good tag team wrestlers, was a smarter idea than anyone could have thought.
Right?
yep. I think Colton's going to leapfrog Austin, and he's going to be a big major single star one day. Mark my words. He's got it.
Good, and he's young, so he's got time.
Yep. Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, you guys want to get into the main card of AEW All Out 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. First up, we got MJF versus Danny Garcia. Has he signed? Did he not sign? We don't know. Uh, Garcia jumps MJF during MJF's entrance. I really liked that. Garcia's head is bandaged up from getting the wine or champagne bottle broken over his head. Danny Garcia whips MJF over the top rope on the floor in a suplex position. That's super dangerous. That spot there. Danny Garcia barely beats the 10 count after that. Danny gives MJF 3 twisting neck breakers. MJF gives Danny Garcia a power bomb neck breaker. MJF rips off Danny's bandage and bites his head wound. Garcia starts bleeding. Garcia counters an avalanche tombstone pile driver with an avalanche DDT. Danny Garcia covers MJF, but MJF gets his foot on the rope. Garcia kicks out of a Panama Sunrise. Garcia hulks up and because of the blood in his face and goes on offense on MJF. Garcia no-sells a German suplex with one of his own and a lariat. Both men are down. Garcia gets the Dragon Slayer on MJF. And you know the kryptonite of the Dragon Slayer. He freaking leans back. MJF gets out of it. MJF gets an armbar on Garcia. MJF gets Garcia all tied up in pretty much the salt of the earth, but every limb but one leg
Yeah,
is
had the
tied
Zack
up.
Sabre Jr. feel there for a sec.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty cool. Garcia ends up getting to the ropes. Daniel Garcia gets a guillotine on MJF. MJF pretty much passes out, then gives him a pile driver. He covers, but somehow MJF kicks out. MJF low blows Garcia while the ref is kind of distracted and covers him for the win. Boo.
I said boo earns.
MJF holds out his hand to shake it. Garcia grabs it, but MJF tries to low blow him. But Garcia low blows MJF instead and gives him an avalanche pile driver. Got a little revenge, but that's not as good as winning a damn match.
Yeah. Aside from the finish, I thought this was an excellent match and a really good start to the show. Of course, I wanted more for Daniel Garcia, and just in terms of the win, but in the match, I think he got a lot in on MJF, and I think these two had a lot of chemistry together. This is actually a match we've seen live because we saw it at the Portland Dynamite.
True.
But it ended a lot differently because that's when MJF was the champ. But I quite like this match. I thought so there's a bit where MJF did a Panama Sunrise and then did the jackknife cover on Daniel Garcia specifically. I thought that was a nice touch considering how at the beginning of the year, that's how Daniel Garcia was winning all his matches with that jackknife. And then Daniel Garcia hit some thunderous chops on MJF. I was like, my God, I never knew he had such good chops. And then the finish was lame, but apparently you said it was something about how he hadn't technically signed. So they didn't want to give him the win, which is still kind of lame, but whatever. I'm not gonna really complain. And then at least he got a little bit of penance, a little bit of revenge. But what do you think, Chad?
Yeah, I thought it was a really great opener to the match. Sorry, excuse me. Still got a little COVID action going on there. Yeah, no, it was a real fun match. I had a great time. The finish to me, I felt like they could have probably just stopped at the finish of the match and maybe rolled all that other stuff into a further along feud if Garcia plans on staying with the company. Maybe his future's uncertain, so they tried to just fit it all into one package.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, go ahead.
Apparently, MJF's going to go film like a TV show or a movie too, so that kind of wrote him off television for a while.
Two big stars have some time off, which one of them I'm a little disappointed about, and I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it because he's been on the run of his life, but he just had a big old championship run. Hint, but it's not like the next pay-per-view is in his hometown or anything. It's not even that. It's not even just that we're going, and he's one of my favorites. It's in his hometown. How is he missing it?
In a month.
Yeah. So I'm hoping he's 3 weeks and he gets a surprise match on the Dynamite before. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, wouldn't that be strange if he wasn't there?
I remember when I kept saying they shouldn't do Swerve and Hangman and should save it for Wrestle Dream because then it's poetic because that's where this whole thing started. I think I stand corrected. But do you want Swerve to lose in his hometown? I don't know. This isn't about that. But this was a pretty dang good match. It was a great opener.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
To be fair, Hangman doing the big fist pump at the end like he did in Swerve's hometown and the place just going dead would have been kind of fucking hilarious.
We'll get to that. Okay, so we'll get to how much I love not just the end of that match, but the post with Hangman and all that, and how what it means. Oh, if that was in Tacoma,
like that would have been almost like not quite as crazy, but the the finish of Brock Lesnar Undertaker, like that would have taken the air out of the place for at least 10 minutes.
What you almost could have done. I would have just had like Hangman and Swerve take the 2 weeks off after All In, right? And then just throw in another match and then make the Danielson Perry match the main event. Then you still have a shocking ending with the what comes. We'll get to that. Man, Hangman and Swerve should have been at Wrestle Dream, and it's not just because we would have seen it. I think it would have meant more.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good opener to the pay-per-view. Got my my blood boiling and got me cheering. So yeah, that was good. The next match though,
This was my favorite match of the night. What are you talking about?
the match that we didn't know we wanted because we didn't. Yeah, AEW tag team title match, the Young Bucks defending against Claudio and Wheeler Yuta.
Okay, can I say one thing? And I know it's not talking about this match. I like Wheeler Yuta a lot more after this pay-per-view, and I never thought I would have ever said that in a million years.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get to that. Claudio and Yuta give Nicholas a wishbone and then give Matthew 4 of them. And then Nicholas and Matthew together, they give them another wishbone, pulling their loins. Matthew accidentally lariats Nicholas, then Yuta lariats Matthew. Claudio uppercuts the Bucks over and over and over, running to opposite corners to uppercut them. Matthew kicks out of the seat belt applied by Yuta. Yuta gets Matthew in the cattle mutilation, but Nicholas gives Yuta a senton atomico to break the hold. The Bucks give Claudio an EVP trigger. Matthew covers, but Yuta breaks the pin. Claudio puts Matthew in the giant swing and covers, but Matthew kicks out. Claudio and Yuta hit a fastball special. Matthew rolls up Yuta, and Claudio gets held back by Nicholas. The Bucks win. Had no doubt they were going to retain that. Yeah, the match happened. It wasn't bad. Match wasn't bad.
Yeah, fun. Could have been
Um,
on Dynamite.
I think you had to get the Young Bucks at All Out, and so this was how you got the Young Bucks at All Out. I said, this should have been a 3-hour pay-per-view. That's never going to happen. I'm just saying, imagine if it was. But you got to pad it to 4 hours. So
Yeah, no, that's what I say about most of their pay-per-views is they always have a perfect 10 hidden in the mix. They just have a little too much going on.
yeah.
But I quite like the Bucks, and that's about all I have to say for that match. I still like their banter, even though they don't do it as much anymore. And I wish they were on Dynamite more. Like I kind of just miss them on Dynamite. I wish they would do like the silly EVP, like, oh, sorry, your match got cut for time. I kind of miss that.
Yeah, that's snarky. That will just because it doesn't really take away from anybody because they're like usually like 5 to 10 seconds of just them being snarky.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but also because of what happens later on the show, I think there's a chance that they could turn like accidentally babyface, and I'm kind of into that. Like, I'll pitch it later, even though I don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
But yeah, it was an okay match. Nothing really, made me not like it. It was entertaining. Claudio looked like a freaking beast.
Yeah.
Like he always does.
Yeah, he was definitely on point.
Yeah, and something happens later. I'm looking forward to Claudio even more now.
You're talking about Chris Statlander beating Willow Nightingale in a surprising faction. Yeah, I can't believe.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, after that we got an international championship match. Will Ospreay defending against Pac. Dude, I think this might have been my match of the night. Freaking these two competitors, man, oh man. So, what would they only face each other one time? Excalibur said
Yeah, it was in like Rev Pro or something like that in 2019.
a draw.
Yeah, it was a time limit draw.
Man, oh, that makes sense. Man, the things they did in this match, I couldn't even like write it all down, honestly.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no notes for this match just because I had no idea what I was watching. But I think this is the best Osprey match in AEW so far.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny. So while I've been sick, I've just been chilling, watching like weird shit on Netflix, and I spent a good chunk of that watching something called Woo Assassins, and it basically was an episode of that. I was just like, oh,
Yeah, man, the things they do, gravity doesn't even matter for these guys. It's insane. Pac tries several moves on Osprey, but Osprey just lands on his feet unharmed. Pac hits a sky twister on Osprey on the floor. Osprey comes back with one of his own. They show Ricochet watching the match from the back. He made an appearance.
He did the typical WWE.
Yep.
Side note, they did that on Dynamite with Saraya and Harley Cameron, and I'm like, remember when AEW was making fun of that, and now they're doing it?
huh?
What happened?
Let's see. Pac gives Osprey an avalanche brainbuster. Osprey's neck is clearly hurting. Pac kicks out of a cover after a corkscrew kick. Osprey catches Pac midair, but Pac counters into a DDT. Pac then gives Osprey a Liger bomb. Osprey kicks out at 2. Osprey covers Pac after an Oz cutter, but Pac kicks out. Pac gives Osprey a release German suplex on the apron, then a poison Rana on the apron. Pac gets the brutalizer on Osprey, but Osprey gets to the ropes. Pac goes for the Black Arrow, but Osprey gets his knees up, causing Pac to take the brunt of that. Pac counters a powerbomb into a Hurricane Rana. The crowd gives a standing ovation at this point. They're like, what are we watching? Pac gives Osprey another poison Rana, then a brutalizer. Osprey gives Pac a poison Rana, then the hidden blade. He falls over on Pac, kind of in an accidental cover. The ref counts, but Pac kicks out. Pac goes for an avalanche poison Rana. Osprey lands on his feet and hits the hidden blade and covers, but Pac kicks out. Osprey hits an Oz cutter, then goes for the Stormbreaker, but Pac counters. Osprey hits a Styles Clash, then another hidden blade for the win. Holy shit.
I like how the crowd went Styles Clash.
Yeah.
When he hit it. I thought that was pretty cool.
He did the thing.
Yeah. I lied. I made one lie. My favorite Osprey match, and actually one of my favorite matches of all time, is the Osprey Omega match at Forbidden Door of last year. That being said, this is an all-time classic. It was insane. And I'm the biggest Osprey poo-pooer out there. Even then, I'm like, oh no, I can't. Obviously, this is amazing. Both men were on point. They have insane chemistry, and I hope we do this again. With Pac being more of a bastard, because now he's with the bad BCC, and I want him to kill Osprey. Not really, but this was an incredible match.
Osprey needs a faction now. Maybe the United Empire.
Okay. Coil Fletcher. We got a little Coil Fletcher.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Ricochet.
Maybe. It's kind of too many high flyers, but maybe.
They got the big beefy henchman with Mark Davis. and he's the tag team with Fletcher.
Tricky Ricky.
Yeah.
Okay, I could be into that. Chad, what do you think of this match?
It was terrible. Of course, it was amazing. That was like, my wife was like, she was sitting there watching it. She's like, I don't even know what's happening. I'm like, me neither, but this is amazing. Like, they were counters that they shouldn't have been able to. Like, they did stuff that shouldn't be physically possible, and I loved it. It was a and now it's like, okay, can we somehow get a 3-way of Pac, Ricochet, and Osprey? That would be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That
That'd be like the dumbest match in AEW, but
Yeah.
for the best possible way.
yeah,
But
it'd kind of be like the high flyer version of our next retro review.
ooh.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, they are freaking amazing. Man, I think Pac should be world champion at some point. I think that
I
would
would agree with
work.
that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that should be world champion that probably aren't ever gonna be.
Yeah.
I want some hot potato going on with that belt. I think we've got to that point.
Yeah.
Kinda. We've had 3 different reigns this year. Is that the most? Maybe the CM Punk shit. CM Punk shit.
Yeah.
That was Adam Page, Punk, Moxley, MJF. Yeah. But that was because that probably would have been Page, Punk, MJF if all things went out well. So
Yeah. But yeah, I'd be down for like a champion for like 2 weeks, a week, like
Yeah,
hot
like
potato.
they're in the
puppy.
violence era. Let's just do it. Like, that's what they used to do in the Attitude Era too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kane held
Yeah,
the WWE title for 1 day, and that's his only reign with that title.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I'm
ready for it.
If you're a little like me and you don't like all the crazy violence in AEW, I do. I just like it sparingly, and I think they did it quite well. But if you're way more against it, check out this match. This match was like awesome, and not just flippy shit awesome, just awesome. Just check it out.
True.
And that's the only thing you
Yep.
check out. Check out this match.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. After that, we get a Chicago street fight: Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander. This is kind of the women's division blood feud for sure. If there was one. Statlander has a RIP New Jack chair. That was pretty cool. Statlander powerbombs Willow through the Spanish announce desk. It actually collapsed, which was good. Statlander sentons Willow from the top rope to the floor while Willow's on the table. Willow tries to move, but Stat's legs kind of hit her anyway. Willow slams Statlander into the barricade. It collapses. Willow lariats Statlander on the ramp, just like Statlander did to her when she turned heel. And Willow said something along the lines of, I don't know, see how it is or something, how do you like it? Stokely gets a trash can with hockey stick, barbed wire bat, and a kendo stick. Willow breaks a bundle of light tubes over Statlander's head. Statlander's bleeding from that the hard way. Statlander spears Willow off the stage through 2 tables. That looked really good too. That went flawlessly. Willow grabs Statlander's chair and hits Statlander and bites her forehead. I've never seen Willow do that ever. That was great. Statlander does the splits on the mat with thumbtacks, trying to do a scissors kick. Willow gives Statlander a Death Valley driver, covers her for 2. Statlander gives Willow an avalanche Spanish fly, and then decks Willow with the chain. Statlander covers, but Willow kicks out. Statlander puts a strap on both of their wrists, connected by a chain. This is a great element to the match. Like, took it to like another level. It was a great incorporation. Statlander wraps the chain around Willow's neck and mouth, and the ref has to call the match. Statlander wins, which is, I think, what I predicted. Willow got too many wins leading up to this.
You split it. You wanted Willow to win, but you thought Chris Statlander would win.
Okay, I got 2 out of that.
But yeah, I would agree. This is definitely an excellent match. I'm glad that they had an actual like street fight, and it felt like, oh, these ladies actually hate each other. Even though there was a really cute moment where I can't remember exactly what was. It was like when Willow speared Statlander through the table to the outside. You can see Willow like cupping Statlander's hand, like it's like the wrestler code where they grab your thigh and like, I'm alive, I didn't die. You know, she did that. I liked that, but it's not like, oh, they faked it. It's just like a little like click and blink and you miss it. I think my favorite bit from this whole match was when Willow pounced Chris through the barricade, guys. Like
I love that.
through
He's
it.
like, if the announcer's actually sold that well. He's like, well, if that wasn't broken before, it's definitely broken now.
Like, she typically only, I know she pounces everyone, but it's like, oh, Monet or Julia Hart, someone who's way smaller. But Statlander at least is taller than her. So that was crazy to watch. And like when she did the light tubes, I wasn't expecting it. And then she just did it. And I was like, oh, it's one of those matches. Good to know. But that didn't take anything away from it. I thought it was a really fun match. And the right person won, in my opinion, because I think Chris Statlander really needed this.
Yeah.
And kind of like the main event, I really want to see what they do next. I'm kind of over Chris Statlander and Willow for now. I think you could revisit it in like a year or a good couple months, maybe. But I want to see what Statlander does away from Willow and what Willow does away from Statlander.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, no, like Hangman and Swerve, like they had a good chunk of time where they both did their own things and came back. Yeah, it was fantastic match. They did something that was, in my opinion, very difficult. They held the audience's attention after the match that they preceded that. Usually you get a barn burner like that, and then there's usually that dipping crowd, like they just die for a match or two. But the crowd was still there for it. Like they kept that momentum rolling. It was fantastic. Because I think they kind of started as slow and kind of ramped up into that violence. And I think that, I don't know, I think they booked it perfectly. Like it was fantastic. Like hard hitting strong women. It was like you said, that pounce fucking. I was like, when that pounce happened, I was wrong. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it was very good. And like you said, now because I like if Willow won, I don't think she gained much. She's already super over. So yeah, you're right. I think Stat was definitely a good call. Now let's see her throw up some wins and maybe take Monet's head off or go for the world championship.
I want her against Mariah May.
Not yet. She just got it. She just got it. Okay, what if she goes up against Monet, right? We get to see Stokely versus Camille. Come on. Think of the comedy. Think of the comedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice, fun match. And then I think so. That was oh, I know what the next match is.
Yeah,
forgot about it.
4-way Continental title match: Orange Cassidy versus Mark Briscoe versus Takeshita versus Okada. Takeshita and Briscoe chop each other really hard. Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe team up on Okada and Takeshita. Briscoe gives Takeshita a Cactus Jack like elbow drop from the floor, or from the apron to the floor. Orange Cassidy does a lazy elbow drop on Okada. Orange Cassidy counters a suplex from Takeshita with a stun dog millionaire. Mark Briscoe uses a little redneck kung fu on Okada. Takeshita dives on Orange Cassidy and Okada on the floor. Briscoe dives on Takeshita. Right after that, Orange Cassidy and Briscoe finally go at it instead of teaming up, and they hit each other softly, and then they start going full force, which was kind of cool. Okada and Takeshita finally face off against each other. We get a holy shit moment because one guy spent his whole career in New Japan, the other guy DDT, both Japanese companies, never faced each other one on one, which we're gonna get hopefully at Wrestle Dream. um, let's see. Takeshita counters a Rainmaker into a blue Thunder Bomb. Unbelievable.
Chef's
Takeshita,
kiss.
yeah. Takeshita superplexes Orange Cassidy. Briscoe gives Takeshita a froggy bow and goes for the pin, but Okada breaks the pin. Briscoe counters a Rainmaker with a ripcord lariat of his own. Briscoe gives Takeshita a J Driller. Okada pulls Briscoe out of the ring as he tries to pin him. Takeshita gives Briscoe a running knee and covers him, but Orange Cassidy breaks up the pin. Cassidy gives Takeshita a beach break and tries for the orange punch, but Takeshita hits Orange Cassidy instead. Orange Cassidy or Okada hits Orange Cassidy with a Rainmaker for the win, and he retains. But we get a nice stare down from Takeshita looking at Okada on the ramp, dude. There's no possible way they're not going to pursue this.
Oh
There is
god.
no fucking way.
Come on,
Takeshita's
please.
going to be the Continental Champion in the C2.
Please. Oh my god. So I hate to say it, I liked this match. I wanted to love this match. I wanted this to be my match of the night. But with Mark Briscoe and Orange Cassidy in it, it was like, oh, we're gonna have some silly stuff. And I was like, I don't want silly stuff. I want to see Okada and Takeshita murder each other. Damn it. But
Oh, we will.
yeah. I need to be patient. But the silly stuff was still funny. Especially the chop battle between Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe. I'm really glad that Mark Briscoe wasn't like, oh, what am I doing? Like he knew exactly what to do. I thought it was really funny. And then the Rainmaker to the Blue Thunder Bomb, like you said, was insane. I hope they do more of that nonsense at Wrestle Dream. But who knows? But this is a very entertaining match, and I had fun.
Yeah. Same. It was kind of we had a couple like really intense things. Now it's like, okay, it's time for the popcorn match to sort of break it up because after what was coming next, kind of started to ramp back into the serious again. But it was fun. I was like kind of hoping for Chandler's sake to get more Takeshita in there, but Wrestle Dream, baby.
Ever since I found out that Orange Cassidy was Tony Khan's favorite wrestler, a lot has made more sense to me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying a lot more makes sense when looking at Orange Cassidy's booking.
Yeah. It's like even when he's not doing anything, he's somehow on the pay-per-view.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the whole purpose of this match was to give us a little bitty taste of Takeshita Okada, to where when it does happen, we're gonna be like, yes. Now we're like, ooh.
They've had Okada on that poster since he, joined AEW, so they got to put him on there somehow. So they got Okada on the card, and they set up a feud for later. Doesn't even have to be at Wrestle Dream. They set up a feud for later, and I would love to see that match, preferably at Wrestle Dream, but whatever. You could put that as a main event on Dynamite, and I'd still probably love it. I'd be disappointed because it would only be on Dynamite, and I think it could be so much more, but
yeah. All right, yeah. After that match, we get TBS title match.
Match of the
Mercedes
night right
Moné.
here. Match of
Yeah.
the night.
Yeah.
Match of the night. Osprey, Pac who, Swerve Hangman who.
Mercedes Moné defending against Hikaru Shida. Um, Shida drop kicks Moné 4 times in a row and covers Moné, but Moné kicks out. At this point, Shida kind of looks blown up. She's pretty tired from that, I noticed. Shida gives Monet a lifting knee strike uh, from the floor while Monet is dangling off the apron, which I love that move. It's always so brutal looking. She does that in almost all of her matches. Monet has control of Shida for a while until Shida gives Monet a Hurricane Rana, then a running knee strike. Shida missile drop kicks Monet. Monet gets Shida in a crossface, but Shida gets to the ropes. Shida jumps to her feet, and I don't know how she did this. She like jumps to her feet in midair and like gets to her feet. Like it was insane. And lariats Monet. Monet gives Shida a sunset flip power bomb into the turnbuckle. Monet gives Shida the Three Amigos. And why does Monet use Three Amigos, Chandler?
She really likes Dominic Mysterio.
Mm.
She finds him to be her role model. And so to
Gotcha.
remember her favorite wrestler, Dominic Mysterio, she does the Three Amigos. Yeah, just a little thing.
Okay.
Hey, good for Pappy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shida gets her knees up from a frog splash from Monet. And again, I don't know why Monet does a frog splash.
Because Dominic Mysterio does it.
Oh, okay. Sheeta gives Monet 3 Falcon arrows. 3 Falcon arrows. Her finisher. And goes for a katana, but Monet counters with a knee breaker and a dragon screw. Sheeta nails Monet with a katana, then another. Sheeta tries to cover, but Monet rolls out of the ring like a little wimp. And that was a little clunky, the way that happened too. It was like weird. Like the ref started to get down to count, but like Monet just kind of wiggled out, and it was
Dave,
weird.
Are you saying Mercedes Moné had a clunky moment in her match?
I mean, we'll get to the finish here, but Sheeta hesitates to use a kendo stick and doesn't. So Monet hits the worst moneymaker I have seen yet.
I think the Britt Baker one was still worse.
Oh, I thought this one was absolute dog shit. And she wins. Super sloppy, super clunky. The match was good up until the rollout part and the
Yeah.
moneymaker.
Yeah, the first like
she's-
75-80% was a good wrestling match. Wasn't great. It
Mhm.
was, 3-star, serviceable.
I didn't care. Like not in like a, oh, this was bad, but just I don't care about anything Monet does. I cared about the Britt Baker match because I was like, I want Britt Baker to win, but I was like, she does not beating her. I've already seen this match on Dynamite, and quite frankly, the Dynamite match was a lot better. I'm really, really souring on Monet, and the longer I go on about it, the more angry I'll get. So I'll just say I thought this match was not good. For me, as soon as Sheeta went for that katana kendo stick or whatever, I was like, oh, we're getting a dumb finish. And we got a dumb finish. And I'm so sick of the moneymaker. Like, how do they not know it looks like shit every time? How do they not know that? Like, how does no one backstage go, hey, Mercedes, can you do anything else? I think if, like, I'm not the biggest fan of her Meteora, but fuck it. If that ended a match, I'd be like, cool, whatever, it looks good. Or if she did the frog splash, whatever. It's anything is better than the moneymaker right now. Because has it looked good on anyone in AEW? Not
No.
Willow.
The
Not
first day she used it, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like that was like when
Like,
she
was that a
first
botch
debuted.
finish? No, that's her move. Oh.
it. Like it's just the worst kind of finisher where it's a contrived way to get into it. half the time the other wrestler has to jump into it. Like I remember very vividly watching the Britt Baker match, being like, "Oh, Britt just jumped into that. Like, why would you do that? Why would you jump into the move?" And then she just kind of like, I get what you're supposed to do. Like, think of it like an F5 where, oh, he throws him. Oh, it looks great. Even Brian Cage, oh, it looks great. But like, she kind of just like falls and lets them fall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's junk. Not good.
I hope Mercedes Moné isn't at Wrestle Dream. I hope she gets the month off.
Yeah.
I don't
Ooh,
want to.
yeah.
I don't want to see her. I want to see Mariah May, and I want to see Willow or Chris in a big marquee match. I don't want to see Monet.
Me neither. Me neither. Yeah. I'd rather her not be on that card. But yeah, after that match, we got our actual main event of the sanctioned pay-per-view. AEW World Championship match. Bryan Danielson defending against Jack Perry. This is the final countdown. When he loses, he is retiring.
Yeah, I like that they're just giving him that song the entire time now too.
I thought it was he's going to part time. Is it full time retire?
Yeah, no. Full-time wrestling, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. They
Because
haven't been like super
He's going to
clear.
retire from full-time wrestling, but he's going to have to get his neck fixed. So you definitely won't see him for a hot minute.
Yeah, because I was just confused. Because like on Dynamite, they were saying, "Oh, his full time career will end," but then on the pay per view, they were like, "His career will end," and I was like, "So which is it?"
They're just trying to build the what's the word?
Tension.
There we go.
Yeah. Perry drives through Chicago in his scapegoat mobile. He drives up to the arena. Danielson gets to use the final countdown as his entrance theme. Perry outmaneuvers Danielson a few times and leaves the ring to slow down the match. Danielson gets Perry in the Romero special. Bryan Danielson springboards off the top rope onto the floor, onto Jack Perry. Man, did you see him like look at the ropes and kind of take a deep breath and like looked at both of his hands? Like, oh, dude. I'm glad he nailed it though. It looked freaking amazing. He nailed it. Jack Perry counters a running knee to the floor with a super kick, then a draping DDT from the apron. Jack Perry chops Danielson over and over and over. Danielson chops back. Bryan Danielson gives Perry a hammer and anvil elbows on the top rope. Bryan Danielson gives Perry yes kicks and then gets Perry in the label lock. Jack Perry gets Bryan Danielson in the cattle mutilation. Stole his move. Danielson escapes, but Perry gives Danielson a Snapdragon suplex, then another. Bryan Danielson gives Jack Perry a guillotine knee drop on Jack Perry's tricep. Danielson yells, "You want to be tough?" Then Perry counters a Busaiku knee into a snare trap. Danielson gets to the ropes. Jack Perry pulls the ref in the path of the running knee from Danielson. The ref is out. The Bucks come out and attack Danielson, give him a TK driver. They're about to give Danielson an EVP trigger, but Claudio and Yuta run out to help save the day.
Yay!
Yay!
And that's it. That's the last time you see him for the night. Yay!
Yep. Perry gives Danielson a running knee and covers Danielson, but Danielson kicks out. Perry kicks Danielson's head in and goes for another running knee, but Danielson counters with a Busaiku knee. Perry slaps Danielson, but Danielson gets fired up and takes it and then slaps Perry back. Danielson hits Perry with a big Busaiku knee and covers, but somehow Jack Perry kicks out. Bryan Danielson kicks Jack Perry's fucking head in. Then he does it again. Danielson hits Perry with another Busaiku knee for the win. All of a sudden, Kill Switch appears and headbutts Danielson. Then he stares down Jack Perry, his former tag team partner, one half of the former AEW tag team champions. All of a sudden, Christian Cage comes out to try to cash in his title shot, but out of nowhere, John Moxley shows up and stands in his way. And then Claudio, Yuta, and Pac walk up and stand with Moxley.
Man, the gang's all there to protect Danielson, and that's how it ends, right? A happy BCC with the title. They batted away the patriarchy, and then we just get the swerving Hangman. Nothing else happened.
Feel good moment. Christian backs off, and the BCC celebrate. But Claudio uppercuts Danielson out of nowhere. And Moxley puts a damn plastic bag over Danielson's head and tries to kill him. The crowd is chanting, "This is murder."
It technically is. Come on.
Pac is holding Yuta back as he pleads to go help. And Yuta is crying, watching his mentor potentially be murdered in front of him. And Mox, Marina Shafir, Claudio, and Pac walk off, and the medical team treat Danielson with oxygen and carry him off his lifeless, limp body. Man, oh man.
The final
What a
countdown.
turn.
The final countdown is so expensive, they can't afford a stretcher for Danielson anymore.
Aw.
Yep. Yeah. Man, let's just start with the match. What did we think of the match? I liked it.
Me too. I kind of almost on Dave's side with this one, which is I'm kind of into the Perry stuff now. Like, at least he lives the gimmick. Like, he's trying. You know, like that opening package of him getting in the bus and choo choo. Yeah, I was like, I kind of like this. It's dorky, but I liked it. And then the end, him just like, I don't know. I was like, symbolism. I don't know what it's symbolizing, but it's symbolism.
Yeah. I know it's a different era. It was 11 years ago. But when that damn knee from Danielson was introduced, it put down John Cena clean in one hit. So you're telling me Jack Perry needs 3? Ugh, unacceptable. The match was fine. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, it was exactly what I thought it was. But it didn't, like, to me, I don't see Jack Perry as any better. He's still exactly where he was before. He didn't go down. He didn't go up. I think I still just don't like him. Like, I don't see much value in him. You know, it's obvious that they want to make him like the future of AEW or a potential future of AEW, and I just don't see it. But it's not like like he could always turn it around for me. But it's good that most people are kind of seeing him as a top player, or at least an upper mid card or something like that.
I'm with you, and like I couldn't put him in that top spot, but I think he has his place. Not so much.
I think there's a lot of people on that roster that I would rather see get his position.
I think when and if, it'll be more a win than an if when he turns face again. I think that'll really get him the momentum that will help him become a top star.
Maybe.
When he like has to like turn against the elite or something, like save the day and make the right choice like that, he'll be super over when that happens.
Maybe. Did you see that Bryce Rensburg got a big old shiner from that knee?
Yeah.
Like, it was legit. He got knee to the eye. And so I knew that I got spoiled on like everything before I watched the show. I was really bad about avoiding spoilers for this one. But it's kind of funny knowing after the fact that he got a black eye, because I was kind of watching him too along with the match. And he could be like, the whole time. So I thought it was funny. But other than that, like, not a bad match. But I think I called this a great main event for Dynamite. And aside from the Moxley stuff afterwards, I still stand by that. Like, it would have been a great Dynamite main event, but then you wouldn't have this crazy follow up. But then and unless you guys have anything else to say about the match, what do you guys think about the follow up, the little turn?
Dave?
Man, I knew it was coming. Like, I could feel it. I knew it was happening. But I didn't realize it was going to be Claudio and Pac and Yuta not in on it.
I think I almost wouldn't have had Moxley on Dynamite the last 2 weeks. I just have him be like nowhere, and then Moxley's back. Oh, he's just here for the BCC, and then Claudio uppercuts him. Well, maybe just Claudio's mad that he lost the match. Oh, Moxley's choking him. Oh, Pac's holding Yuta back. Oh, like, it was done very well. Very, very well. But we didn't even talk about the most important part. Did you see on Christian's little binder, it said next world champ or like future world champ on it?
Nice.
That was adorable. But yeah, I think I was talking to Chad beforehand. I would love some motivation for this. I need that on Dynamite, which they've already announced that John Moxley's going to be there live, so that's a good thing. But I need a good explanation for this, not just Danielson was weak when I had to cut him. Like, he's obviously not weak. He just beat Swerve clean for that title. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want something bullshit like that. I need a good explanation. And like, half the explanation I get for Claudio is good, and half the explanation I get for Claudio is bad. Because half of it is, he teamed with Eddie Kingston, who Claudio hates, and he's putting AEW before the BCC, which I can get that. And then half of it is Claudio said that he wanted Danielson to have a healthy retirement. And it's like, well, how is he going to have a healthy retirement if you kill him? That doesn't make sense. So this is like, by any means, this isn't done for. I just would love some good motivation for it.
Yeah.
I think Shane McMahon would have been a nice touch.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? What's Shane O'Mac doing here? And he puts the bag over Daniel. This is for you snubbing me at SmackDown.
That would have broke the internet. Like,
I'm gonna be honest, that would have been dog shit. I think the angle was good on its own. I don't put Shane McMahon with the Elite and have him get beat up every week. That's what I want.
That'd actually be pretty funny.
Anyway, so what I was kind of like hoping for, so you have like this BCC coup of AEW, right? Where they're like, it sucks, we're gonna take over. And so Young Bucks are like, wait, what? We're supposed to be taking over. This isn't right. And so they have to like team up with like Swerve and Ospreay and Danielson and be like, well, we hate you guys, but they're a bigger problem. So let's go deal with that. You get Okada being a bitch, but like fighting for AEW. Wouldn't that be funny?
That actually sounds kind of amazeballs.
And like, it's just going to be like Danielson and Yuta and Ospreay and FTR and all the typical suspects. But like, could you imagine if they were like, we need Okada, we need Perry, we need the Bucks. Come on, guys.
Yep. That reminds me of back in the day, Sting and Luger had to team up with the Four Horsemen to take on the NWO.
That'd be cool.
Never would have thought that happened.
Sounds like basically the same thing, just a little bit different, but
yeah, man. Yeah, I think this could create something big. Like, this could be what the Elite was supposed to be doing. Like, by taking over.
I think they had much better plans for the Elite if Kenny Omega was healthy, and he just unfortunately isn't. So it kind of went on too long, and they are like, well, we need a replacement EVP. So Christopher Daniels, you get in there. Everyone loves you. So I think it's floundered due to no one's fault, I would say. I think they had this really good idea, and they were hoping Kenny would be healthier earlier, and he just isn't. So they had to make do.
Same thing with Adam Cole.
Yeah, they just had to make do, and that's fine. And I think I'm still like, this is an interesting way to go. By the way, Yuta, poor fucking Yuta, he's crying. He's
man, yeah.
Like he's crying out to like Claudio. He's like, Claudio. Like, oh, it's brilliant. I'm like, oh my God, I feel bad for Yuta. This is crazy. I've never had a positive emotion towards him.
Yeah.
And then just like the look on Danielson's face, like Claudio just did one uppercut. And he's like beautiful,
Yeah.
perfect. Oh my god! So great ending segment. So match.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah, it was the angle was more important than the match.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's crazy. I can't wait for Dynamite.
Oh, that's one of 3 things announced, which we'll get to the other 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mariah May versus Queen Aminata. I can't wait for that either. I
That'll be
love
fun.
Queen Aminata.
Yeah.
Love her.
And then the other one I think will make Dave excited.
Ooh, maybe I don't know about it.
You don't know about it, right? You only know about Mariah May and Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
Stay tuned
Are we
in.
gonna wait? Are we gonna wait? Okay.
Oh, I can say it now. I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys wanted me.
I want to know.
Swerve Hangman. So Hangman came out of the heel tunnel. He had barbed wire around his arm. It was pretty cool.
On
right
what?
on.
I thought you were getting to the next match.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I want to know what they've announced.
Oh, it's a tag team casino gauntlet battle match.
What?
Oh, yeah.
They've
Let's call
evolved
all
it?
these.
Yeah.
We need to call every one of these a battle match. Whatever it is, battle match.
Winner gets a shot at the tag team championships at Grand Slam.
All right. So it'll be you say tag titles? All right, Grizzled Young Vets are winning that.
I think too soon.
Too soon. And they're heel too.
Yeah.
FTR.
Oh
Dear
man.
God, no.
Maybe I'm just gonna hope that maybe it was all rumors and innuendo about Motor City Machine Guns going to WWE.
I
Never
think
put
it'll
out
be
again.
a weird like can they coexist combo.
I'm
Like
really hoping for that.
the Beast Muertos and Hologram.
Okay, I have an idea.
That would be
I have an idea.
awesome and awful at the same time.
The Jurassic Express.
Ooh,
They're both heels now. Come on.
dude. I want them to do another pick the names from a hat team up.
I don't know why they didn't do that again. It seems like everyone was
That's
like, "Oh, that was really cool. We got MJF and Adam Cole and Big Bill and Brian Cage." Like, why didn't we do that again? We have all these new goobers running around.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. But yeah, you guys want to get to this match that didn't exist?
No, I don't think we need to
Technically.
talk about it. It wasn't that good. We could just go to the predictions.
Heard.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No. We've got an unsanctioned, lights out, steel cage, Judy Bagwell on a pole match. Wait, no Judy Bagwell. Sorry.
Minus 5 stars now.
Custody of Tony Khan.
Ooh,
Custody of Tony Schiavone on a pole match.
ooh, they got to save Mr. Siobhan.
Swerve Strickland, Hangman Page, the blood feud of the entire existence of pro wrestling. This is the best feud ever. Ever.
I think that's I don't have any idea to dispute that. If I'm being
Rock
honest.
Austin, better.
I think there's probably some really good Japanese feuds that I have no idea about, but at least in the wrestling I've seen, this is hands down the most I've ever been engaged in a feud. Because a lot of times with feuds, I'll be like, "Oh, I like the one guy, but not the other," or one guy's more entertaining than the other, or the matches just don't. Just don't come out, or there's something.
Yeah, they had one good match, then the rest sucked.
Or they have something stupid like a bracelet get involved, and you're like, I liked it when they just hated each other and kept fucking each other up. But this, all 4 of the matches have been fantastic. Great to fantastic. That's insane. No one's had, when's the last time anyone had those numbers?
Yeah. And who else was weirdly excited when you saw the staple gun come out again? I was like,
I did. So I was
Uh,
like,
I'm
oh,
like, I don't think I've ever been excited over a staple gun before. Now I'm like, it's kind of my new favorite thing.
well, I think it works
Yeah.
best for Swerve because everyone's like, oh, it didn't work the last time, but maybe it'll work this time. And Swerve, he's immune to staples. I don't know how a man is immune to staples, but Swerve is immune to staples.
He just laughs and pulls them out. But yeah, this fucking match was gruesome, brutal. Everything. I'm a sicko. That's all there is to it. Nothing on this match made me like queasy or like. A lot of people are like, did it go too far? Nah, not in my mind.
I would also say no. But there was definitely points where I was like, but it doesn't take that much to get me to do that. So, but I loved this match. It's not my favorite match of these two, but it's probably my second favorite match of these two.
I like the Texas Death Match. I think that was my favorite with the blood drinking.
I think the Texas Death Match is my favorite wrestling match of all time. I think
High
I think
praise.
enough time has passed. Because if I think about my other favorite matches of all time, just personally, we got John Cena, AJ Styles at SummerSlam. We got I really like Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Hell in a Cell 2015. I don't know why it's like the only PG match where they bled. I quite love Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door. Quite like obviously Mariah May, Tony Storm. But then I just can't get past this stupid Hangman Swerve match at Full Gear. I just think it's the death match.
Yeah.
You know what sucks is like there's no way for us to just like turn on the TV and watch it. Like it's just not anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's such a bummer. Like
You gotta go.
nothing from Dynamite, past Dynamites, can we just watch?
You got to go back to Bleacher Report if you bought the pay per view, and then
If it was on a pay-per-view,
yeah,
you know? I mean, that death match was what? Full Gear?
yeah,
Yeah.
last year Full Gear.
Yeah. So okay, so we could watch that, but none of like so much stuff that we can't, you know? Uh yeah. Anyway.
I love the Swerve and Takeshita match from this year, where it was to determine who fought Samoa Joe at Dynasty. I have to watch the 12-minute clip on YouTube, and it's still a good clip because it's the last 12 minutes. But like, I'd love to watch the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, dude, they got to get that stuff on Max. Like they have to. And when they do, I'm totally not going to try to record every episode of Dynamite
Right.
on a DVD.
Oh, I didn't hear that. All I heard was, oh, the opening was crazy when Swerve and Hangman attacked each other and tried to decapitate each other. Whoa!
Anyway, let's get into this match that never happened, unsanctioned. I love how they do the when the lights go out. AEW is not responsible for what happens. Fucking love it, love it, love it. So Swerve attacks Hangman before the cage is lowered. Nana throws weapons in the cage as it's lowering, and Swerve tries to hold Paige's head in the path of the cage lowering.
Yeah.
My God, how many times have we wondered if, or like, thought that should happen in a cage match? Like, I think that might be the first time that's been like teased ever.
Yeah, especially their cage design because it goes right to the way it lines up. Because a lot of them go to the floor. So it was like, oh no, oh they're going for it. This is getting grim.
Well, most of them, like, I haven't watched a lot of AEW steel cage matches, but at least WWE, they drop the cage before they let the people in. So I loved that bit at the beginning where I was like, oh, this is going to be a shit show because they're holding each other. They're like, oh, I'll decapitate you if I'll die if you die. And it takes Nana being like, you guys are idiots and pushes them both in. Like, how did they they were like, oh, we're cooking with the gas here the first minute.
Yeah, 1 minute in, they're fucking doing it. Swerve hits Paige with a flatliner and a house call. Adam Page grabs a staple gun out of a crate and staples Swerve. Swerve just smiles and pulls him out. Swerve staples pictures of his family onto Adam Page's face and then rips it off. Uh, Page wraps barbed wire around his arm and lariat Swerve. Page throws Swerve into barbed wire weaved into the cage head first. Swerve is bleeding, as well as Page at this point. Adam Page can't do a buckshot lariat because of the cage. There's not enough room in between the ropes and the apron with the cage there. Swerve hits a buckshot lariat off the ref's back while the ref is trying to get a chair out of there, bending over. Then Swerve hits Page with a chair over and over. Swerve wedges a chair into the corner and lawn darts Adam Page head first into it. That was brutal looking. That's almost as bad as a unprotected headshot. Like,
I was
good
Yeah.
thinking
lord.
that. I was like, is there any way that could be fine?
Swerve drops Page back first on a real cinder block, and then they show the scrape marks up close. Swerve stomps Adam Page from the top rope onto a table. The table shatters. He covers him for a 2 count. Adam Page counters a house call into a deadeye, covers Swerve for a 2 count. Adam Page tries to stab Swerve with a burnt piece of Swerve's childhood home. What? Oh, Adam Page low blow Swerve, then powerbomb Swerve onto that cinder block. Dude, Swerve's back just like nailed that thing. Like he just like morphed around the cinder block, dude. Dude, because I know they were going for a nice flat
Yeah.
surface, but they did not do a nice flat power bomb. Page covers Swerve, but somehow he kicks out. Swerve house calls Page's head into the steel cage, dude. His head, boom, like whips back after hitting that cage. Good lord. He covers, but Page kicks out. Hangman Page powerbombs Swerve from the top rope, then gives him a dead eye. Adam Page covers, but Swerve kicks out again. Hangman Page yells to Swerve, "Beg for mercy!" as he hits him with a chair in the head. Swerve just laughs at him. Swerve pulls Swerve's grill out of his mouth and injects Swerve's mouth with a hypodermic needle. And then he hits Swerve with an unprotected headshot to the head with a chair. And the ref stops the match. Page wins by knockout. God, what a match. Woo, yeah, it was something else. Yeah, I loved it. It was my kind of match. I love sicko death matches. It doesn't make me
Yeah.
queasy. Like, I just wish the freaking needle went through his cheek.
That's your biggest like down of the match. Is I didn't
That's
go
my
all the way
down.
through. Come
That's
on.
my low point.
Yeah.
I think I had a low point, but it was like as small as that. I don't even remember it anymore because you just talked about all that. I was like, oh my god, this match was epic and awful at the same time. So
Yeah. It was like what do they do? Just like hang out and get drunk and like, okay, what's your most fucked up idea? Okay, I can do that.
you want a power bomb on a cinder block? Okay, man, that's your call. That's your house call, bro. Oh,
Yeah.
Chad, what do you think about this match? Because I have a lot to talk about, not just in the match, but after the match.
Oh, of course I loved it. It's, the only thing I normally would have a problem with is like the unprotected headshots thing, but I thought they did such a good job of pulling it off. Like it was clearly like boop, the chair came off, the camera angle, everything, and I was like, oh, they did that as safely as they could. Like it didn't look like. I don't think it would have been any worse than like probably a Tiger Driver 91 would probably a lot way more unsafe than what they just did. So
Yeah.
so yeah, no, it was poetic. Like everything they did referenced their past. And then they just kept elevating and elevating and got creative and got weird, and I enjoyed it. Then Hangman's celebration at the end I thought was kind of badass too. But Chandler, what you got?
Oh, you think it was just a celebration? Anyways, so yeah, especially about that chair shot. I liked it as much as I hate chair shots to the head and don't want to see them. I think if I had never seen a chair shot to the head in AEW prior to this, I would have been like, "Wow, that was the best ending you could ever had." But because there was one in the Blood and Guts match 2 months ago, and that one didn't even end the match. Stuff like that kind of annoys me, but like it makes perfect sense here. Hangman hates Swerve. He wants to kill him, and we've seen ample proof of that. And it ended the match. Like that's the biggest thing is it ended the match. Like it should end the match. Just the whole match was fantastic. I love that they put Swerve's house burning as Hangman's little Titantron package. I don't know what you want to call that. I like how he just came out.
And on his gear.
Yeah. Oh my God, just brilliant. I love the staple bit. But like even early on, as soon as the cage closed, like the first thing Hangman did was hit a fallaway slam. But ever since Hangman's been healed, he doesn't kip up from it anymore. He gets up from it slowly, and Swerve kipped up. And that's how he got the first. Yeah. Like, come on. Like, immediately, I was like, oh, this match is great. Swerve kipped up and capitalized on it because Hangman was like, oh, I'm just going to get up like an angry man. Again, we mentioned it before, but JR on commentary just be like, this shouldn't be a wrestling. Man, that's the best they've had JR on commentary since I started watching this. Oh, that was so funny. Both cinder block spots. I loved the buckshot over the ref. That was just so like they set it up because Hangman was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit the buckshot. Oh, I can't. I have no room. Like I just can't." And then Swerve was like, "Fuck you. I'm gonna hit it over the ref." Beautiful. The stomp through the table, like it was just, I hate to say standard table spot, but like God, you can never have a standard table spot. They're all amazing. The house call onto the cage, and then again how Hangman won. And I like how the second he wins, he's like, "What the fuck did I just do?" And he looks genuinely remorseful. And like, who am I? What am I? Like, he's like, I don't remember this. And he has that face all the way up the ramp, and he turns around and he's looking, and he's like, what have I done? And he goes back down, and you just hear the crowd scream, like he's about to go kill him again. And he's like, I can't do it. And he goes back, and then that's when he gets the celebration. That's when he's like, I've accepted who I am.
Yeah.
I'm the murderer now. Oh, come on. Come on.
Well, this is who I am now.
Like, Hangman is the best.
Murder Hobo Jones.
I know we were talking about it with Willow and Chris, where it's like, oh, I want to see what they do aside from each other. But we've seen a Swerve without a Hangman since Revolution. It was his whole world title run, and I'd say it was pretty damn good. I don't think Swerve has missed this whole year. I want to see Hangman have that run now.
Yeah.
Maybe not a world title run, even though I'm not against it, but I want to see what Hangman does without Swerve. He's done it. He's beat him, and he accepts who he is. What next? Does he just go around killing?
He might be taking that belt off Danielson.
That would be hilarious, man. Like everybody's like, what? Moxley, Christian Cage, Darby, they're all going for Danielson, and Hangman just walks in like, no, you're mine. Like, all right, yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
The angry Hangman just comes in and is like, I want to kill you now. Get in line. Oh. But yeah, I think just in a pure bell to bell, ring to ring, I still prefer the death match. But for the aftermath, I think you can't beat this match.
It is, like you said, Chad, poetic. All the references, the like storytelling, and then Chandler, you walking through like the after the match, like him like realizing like, wait, what did I do? But then he's like, okay, this is who I am. Like, oh my gosh,
I
like
got chilled.
unbelievable. Yeah, me too.
This is where I gotta go to win. I guess this is who I am now.
And it all doesn't count.
True.
That's the funniest part. It doesn't count. It does in our hearts, but to AEW, it doesn't count.
Oh my god. So my question to you two is when, because it's gotta happen at some point. When are Swerve and Hangman gonna have to? Will they coexist?
I think a good year or two from now.
Yeah.
You wait on that. Remember how I said you have accidental babyface elite? Swerve and Hangman. Someone's got to take out the BCC. You go get him.
Oh my god.
I don't want it to happen that quickly, but it would be funny.
Yeah.
It would, man. Oh my god. Yeah, this is like my favorite feud I've ever even known about. Like, you've got Hogan, Andre the Giant, you've got fucking start naming them.
Yeah.
All the feuds.
Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Triple H, Undertaker for the streak those couple years. John Cena, AJ Styles, that was an old favorite of mine. I'm just thinking, I do still like the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud. It's nowhere near this one, but I do still like it.
Yeah, now they're running Hell in a Cell, so it might pick up again.
Yeah, and I think it'll be the end this time for real, and they'll get to have the bloodbath that I want. Let's think AEW. What have I seen in AEW? I really liked Joe and Swerve's story for a while. Not nowhere near this, but I liked it, and Swerve's rise to beat him. But that wasn't a rivalry.
Yeah.
That was just they're gonna kind of go at each other for a few months.
I mean, for me, like one of my favorite feuds ever was in NXT, which is a really weird place for that to have happened, but was Gargano and
Adam Cole, baby.
No,
Ciampa.
Yeah, Ciampa and Gargano.
Oh,
It
was amazing.
Do you think you'd put this over Gargano and Ciampa?
Easily, yeah.
I
think Gargano's for me would be my number 2.
I think if Tony Khan is smart, they're gonna wait to do this match for good, like the Hangman. I think you can do a Hangman Swerve 5. I think you gotta wait like a year, and you gotta have Hangman be champ, and that's when Swerve gets his second title reign.
Yeah. It's all about patience now. Don't let him touch for, like you said, at least a year.
Well, he was pretty patient too, because aside from Blood and Guts, which that was the Swerve and Hangman stuff in Blood and Guts was the only reason why I cared about Blood and Guts, because it was like, oh, AEW versus Team Elite, who cares? Swerve and Hangman are going to be fighting, and that, like, look at the crowd. That's the only thing the crowd cared about. They waited all the way from Revolution, which was just a triple threat, to now.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Good call too.
Yeah, man, I love what AEW's doing. Like, they've got stories, man. People can't say they don't.
All right. Now we have the predictions with the clear winner. But first, a 2-way tie for second. We have, Dave and I. We tied for second.
Wow.
And then an unprecedented Grapple-Sauce first. Chad has pitched a shutout. He got everything right. He went all in on everyone. He got every prop bet right. 29-19.
What?
No, he's just messing with you. I was sick on the couch. I didn't even put predictions in.
Yeah, I remember how I think I said it on Thursday. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I just put Chad as, he got everything right? Whoa.
Okay, all right. You had me there. I was like, what?
But yeah,
but me and you tied?
We actually did tie. So it's really funny. It came down to Ricochet. Because
every time with the prop bets now.
I know. Yeah. Stupid Arn Anderson. I still can't get over the one where it was like, will Dave win? And that one for Dave. But the biggest thing, I didn't go all in on Will Ospreay. You didn't go all in on Chris Statlander. I didn't go all in on Okada. And then the one prop bet made up for that, and you didn't get any prop bet right. So it's kind of
Damn.
crazy how that worked out. But Chad, do you have any tiebreakers?
Oh my gosh.
We got to come up with a Wrestle Dream card prediction
Right?
too.
Do we want to do that on Thursday for the Dynamite review?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
got
it
nothing
would.
on putting on the spot here.
Well, I still
I think
need to
What
do
Culture did a Wrestle Dream prediction card
Oh, nice.
video. I haven't watched it.
Oh, I thought I had an original idea. Boo.
Nah, it'll still be fun. It'll be in the review, so we'll just add some spice. But yeah, I still need to do a tiebreaker for you two for All In.
Right?
I completely spaced that. Okay, I have one. Who was WWE Women's Champion for SmackDown when SmackDown went to Fox?
Ooh.
And I'll give you a hint.
Charlotte Flair.
Take that back. We saw her at SummerSlam. So there's only 5 women that were wrestling at SummerSlam. So it was one of those 5.
Naya.
Chad?
Rhea?
It was Bailey.
What? Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was around when she was injured. Oh.
All right, I have the other one, but it's really obvious. It would be who was WWE champion when SmackDown went to Fox. But yeah, Chad knows. If Dave can guess it, he wins.
There
I'll
you
say
go.
that. If Dave can say it.
Roman.
Who?
Roman.
No. What's a famously bad squash match that I have mentioned at least once before?
Goldberg.
No, it was very short. 8 seconds.
Shit. Brock Lesnar.
He won it, but who did he beat?
Danielson.
It was
Close.
Kofi Kingston. It was
Close.
Kofi Kingston.
Oh shit.
I'll come up with another. I'll come up because like I don't want to like most of my knowledge is from WWE, so I don't want to like that's leaned more towards Chad. So I got to go for something really obscure, but I just go too obscure.
Well, and it's funny because like you watched a lot during the era when I wasn't too, which is hilarious. So I've got a big knowledge gap right where you're into it. So it's kind of funny.
What if we all three came up with like I don't know, like 30 trivia questions and we like have an episode where we actually play a like trivia game.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be fun.
Like,
Maybe 10
I'll
each.
I'll do WCW or whatever. I want to throw some TNA in there
You can
or whatever, you know.
I have one more and I'll make it really easy. Who won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 31? Hint, they were at All Out.
Oh man. Jericho.
Jericho wasn't
No,
at
he
All
wasn't
Out.
there. He wasn't there. Moxley.
No, he was in that match.
Was it Claudio?
No. You guys are so close.
Oh, has to be Brian then, huh?
Yeah, it was Daniel Bryan.
I was like, did he hold that? I can't remember. Dude, that guy's done so fucking much.
Yeah, so it was WrestleMania 31. It was the 7-man ladder match, and they wanted to revitalize the lower card championships. So they had John Cena win the U.S. title and Daniel Bryan win the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Wait, are you sure that wasn't the one when
Awesome.
Zack Ryder won?
That was 32.
I know. Woo, woo, woo.
Well, Chad, how does it feel to win the all-in predictions 2 weeks later?
I'm happy with the tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, we got Wrestle Dream coming up, and I'm
Yeah.
looking really forward to Dynamite.
Yeah.
I like the 1 month build up to a pay-per-view. This should be a fun.
Yeah. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2
3
weeks is
weeks.
kind of mine, like a little rough.
They pulled it off.
Yeah, they did.
I think they did okay.
Okay, so I went to Tony Khan's Twitter to see what else is going to happen on Dynamite. Sammy Guevara versus Ricochet.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That's it.
Oh,
That-
yeah, that
that's
should be great.
the only other thing I know. I'll check AEW's Twitter account. But yeah, so that should be cool.
Sweet. Yeah, no, looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be upright for that. But gonna try. Tomorrow's my first day back to work, so hopefully I make it through the day and stay conscious.
You can do it. I
Yeah,
believe in
dude.
you.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Right on, gentlemen. I think that does it for our episode. You got anything else to add?
I
I
hear
got
this
nothing.
weird stuff in my headphones. I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
come from the audio realm.
Dun dun dun. So yeah, if
Heard
you
that.
get if you'd like want to watch us while we drive, but you know that's pretty unsafe. You can listen to us on this weird thing called a podcast, where I basically take the audio from this and dump it onto your favorite streaming services, such as Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Podbean, iHeart, maybe, probably. I think got us on there. And if there is anywhere else you'd like us on there, throw a thing down in the comments, and I'll make sure we get onto that platform as well.
Oh, yeah. And while you're at it, we really need your help out there. Don't you forget to
Get your hypodermic needle.
elbow drop that like button, power bomb that subscribe button, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about anything in the wrestling world, anything we talked about, anything you want us to talk about, anything on your mind. Yeah, we want to hear it. We want to talk about it. So yeah, we want your support and we appreciate you. But cool, yeah, I think that does it for the episode. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chandler.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
It was a great pay-per-view, and looking forward to Dynamite. I think I'm gonna do the thing.
Do it.
Thing.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.